Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's check out the Super Famicom Nintendo Switch Online library. It's actually exactly the same as the North American Super Nintendo Entertainment System Online, which is weird. Usually the Japanese get different releases, but they're the exact same releases, just in their native language. So we're going to go through this very quickly. There are actually a lot of games in here which I will delve into in separate Let's Plays. But for now, let's just take a brief look and see how the emulation is. Oh yeah. I didn't do that well. Okay, well maybe not so well, yeah. Should we go get a haircut? Nah. Yeah, I mean that's certainly exactly as I remember it. You know, minus the strange borders, but you know you can turn the borders off. I think you can turn them off. And of course you have save states as well. I think this is an interesting one, having Breath of Fire #1. It's been a long time since Breath of Fire, or since the release of Breath of Fire. I think the last one was on PlayStation 2. I don't think they ever had a release on PlayStation 3. For North America, Square Enix, or actually Square at the time, released Breath of Fire. I'm not sure why Capcom themselves didn't publish it. But this is a Japanese release and doesn't have anything to do with Square. So a lot of people think of this as a Square game, when in reality it really is a Capcom property. Son, you left the curry on the pot for too long. What? Oh, you're right, damn. That's hot, son. Don't touch it. Yeah, beat them flames. That's a good time to read. Ah, damn it. I know it does have a very Legend of Zelda kind of opening, huh? I'll just be rude. Yeah, stand right here. Bazoink! This is your fault, blue hair. You have blue hair too. Oh. Oh. Like, what the hell, man? Yeah, this was before Dr. Stone. Mm-hmm. You know, the game still looks pretty good today. Don't worry about the people in the village that are totally stoned. Just deliver some Doritos next week. Oh, you're trying to kill me, lady? Yes, that's the idea. Ah, don't worry, they just make out later. Alright. Kirby 3. That looks like that thing from Zelda on the Wii. still has a really good look to it, I think. So mean looking. Well, you get the idea. That's it. So far, it's been really, really accurate emulation. I'm actually pretty surprised. But the this shield setup, this chipset's always been really good with emulation. So it doesn't surprise me necessarily that they could get something up and running that was pretty accurate. Ah, yes, Rushing Beat. I think it was called. Some stupid name in the States. Oh no, this is part 2. Oh, never mind. This was Brawl Brothers. Man, I love this game. Yeah, Rival Turf was the first game in the States. And then Brawl Brothers here. Although this is Rushing Beat 2 or 3? I don't remember. Yeah, it's a shame they messed up on the third game in the series. That third game is not fun. They had this weird design decision where you could like the default was to play the game without any background music at all. So like when you first played the game, your impression was that everything was like super quiet and you only had sound effects. But then when you did finally turn the music on, it was like, yeah, this is terrible. But not this game. This game is a quality game all around. It's nice and challenging. The characters are varied. I think the graphics are actually pretty good. There wasn't really a whole lot of competition for these kind of games, at least not of original properties. They did a fair number of movie tie-in beat-em-up games, but this was a good original one. Hey, whose side are you on, buddy? Shooting your own people. That's what I like about the series too, is that your moves could, throwing characters into another character would actually affect them. Well, that's something that always happens in these kind of games. Alright, yeah, I could actually play that for a while. Oh boy, Stunt Race FX. Why, yeah, I do not like this game. The fact that it's in here is really only amazing because it's an FX chip game. But you know, this thing controls like shit. It looks terrible. It's not even full screen. I mean, there's a multitude of things wrong with it. Oh, there's so much English in this one. There's multiple things wrong with this game. The only thing really good is that it's a fairly charming game. You know, all the cars are kind of cool. And the 3D technology, if you really consider the Super Nintendo even running a game like this, it's pretty impressive. It doesn't make the game good, unfortunately. Look at this thing. It's like 10 frames a second, maybe? Maybe less than that. And the control is like super squirrely. Like you end up oversteering quite a bit in this game. Oh, look at this. It's so bad. I mean, Star Fox was actually a pretty decent game. You know, you know, even though it was a low polygon count game, you know, I think things were well defined. Whereas this, it's like everything just sort of blurs into each other. But it's hard to keep your car on the road. It really is. I can definitely see why they never made another one of these. I mean, it was an experiment that somehow made it into production. You know, I would have liked to have seen maybe hard driving on the system, or race driving. I think it probably could have handled it. But I definitely didn't want to see this game. I still can't believe it's here. I don't know who was asking for this game. That's so terrible. I said the cars are charming. I mean, it's got a real cute aesthetic to it, which I think works for the game. It's just controls terrible. However, as far as emulation goes, though, I mean, this is spot on. I mean, the fact that they've emulated this so well, and the FX chip is a pretty hard thing to emulate accurately, I think is amazing. Yeah, the less we say about the game, the better. Oh yeah, Demon's Crest. Demon's Crest. This is a real surprise to see. It's a bit of a hidden gem. I don't think a lot of people have played or own the game. It sort of came a little later in the Super Nintendo's life. But it's excellent all the way through. Great Metroid style game. Look at those visuals. They're fantastic, yeah. They still look good today. It's hard to believe that it's in the same universe as the Ghouls and Ghosts games, but you know, that demon is from Ghouls and Ghosts. The main thing with him is that he can hang onto walls and he can climb them. And he floats them. At least. I'm back. Great music too. But yeah, if you haven't played this game, you really should. It's an excellent game. That's right, he can't duck, so... but that's just like Arthur. Arthur can't duck either. That's that ledge hang and the float that they really come into play a lot in the game. You know, those are the main mechanics that kind of traverse you from one place to another. I said it's real effective. Alright, again, I could play that. I could play that for a very long time. Aha! Super Ghouls and Ghosts. This was actually the first Super Nintendo game I ever bought, I believe. I think I bought this and Gradius 3 on the same day. I might have even got it from Costco at the time. It's still a hell of a game. It's pretty much the definition of hardcore action game, too. I mean, it's... doesn't get too much more hardcore than this game. Aw, I asked Arthur Ken duck. Well, silly me. And this game introduced the double jump mechanic. The previous game... Ghouls and Ghosts, didn't have a double jump, but it did allow you to shoot vertically, to shoot up, and straight down. So, you know, they took that mechanic away, but they gave us the double jump instead, and I don't know if I like one better than the other, but they're both very useful. Right? And the whole game is designed around those very precise double jumps, which makes for some pretty exciting platforming sections. So this will always be a timeless game. I mean, people will be playing this until the end of time. Yeah, they may not even beat it by then, because it's definitely a difficult game. Although I don't feel it's anywhere near as difficult as the original Ghosts and Goblins. I mean, that game was ridiculous. Yeah, I don't necessarily like these homing things. They just go where the hell they want, you know? You know, playing this game side by side with Demon's Crest, now you can definitely see the world relation, you know? Yeah, I still think these visuals are really gorgeous. It's only the resolution that really betrayed the visuals, you know? Other than that, it still looks good. I mean, he doesn't compare to the original, to the Ghouls and Ghosts boss. Took its head off. Yeah, hard to beat that one. This is just a bird, you know? Okay, my goodness. I can just play that game. Alright, I think this is Joe and Mac 2. Oh, Joe and Mac 3, huh? Did I ever play this one? I don't know if I ever did. I think Joe and Mac 2 was the adventure game, with the original Joe and Mac being an action game, arcade action game. Yeah, watch where you're tickling, buddy. Hey, my thing's gone. Go get my thing. While you're at it, a gallon of milk, please. Oh, God damn it. Oh, okay, so this is still an adventure game like 2. It's just set up a little differently. You know, I thought the original Joe and Mac in the arcade was just an okay game, and the Super Nintendo one, you know, was a pretty good conversion. But I never thought it was anything special. Subsequent games were more meaty, you know, because they were home console releases. I like all the parallax scrolling. That's actually pretty cool. Wasn't all that off. Wasn't something you saw all that often in the Super Nintendo. I wonder if I'm supposed to hit him. I'm just hitting him just because these times you see the hitting stuff. That's how I solve all my problems. Really something wrong with me. Huh, you know what? Actually, that's pretty good. It plays really well. Oh yes, Link to the Past. It's not quite a few hours in this game. I still do on occasion play it. Although I'll be honest with you, you know, at this point in time, nothing really compares to Breath of the Wild. So it's like, you know, this game is pretty good for what it is. But I'm likely to play Breath of the Wild more, you know, if I get right down to it. It's a good time to release this game with the remaster of Link's Awakening come out. In case anybody hasn't played this game, which you know, maybe if you just came straight out of the womb, I could understand that. But I think most people come back to this game at some point in time, if they're hardcore gamers at least. Does Link look a little different? I guess my memory of Link is a little different. His coloring is different. It still has great sound. I think they really did a bang-up job in the sound engineering. A little fanfare for finding your uncle dead. Like, yeah, okay, I'll take your weapons. Away I go! Still really good animation. I think it's what makes this game so timeless. It had all the, kind of just the right elements. It also came out at a time when the Super Nintendo library was actually pretty dry. So this was a breath of fresh air, really. Yeah, we tend to forget that the Super Nintendo library was really it was really slow with titles coming out, so the Super Nintendo in its first year, maybe two, really wasn't worth it to purchase. Especially considering the number of titles that were still coming out for the regular Nintendo at the time. I mean, I loved the Super Nintendo when it came out, but yeah, it was certainly not the the game's powerhouse that it is now, or that we think of it being now. Okay, yeah, it's another one of those games. God, there's so many good games in this in this initial release. I really hope they keep it up. I hope they start releasing more titles in more frequency, with a greater frequency than they were with the regular Nintendo titles. I think they had a really large missed opportunity with the regular Nintendo selection. Even now, it's just a drip of games, and hopefully it's not true for the Super Nintendo. Hope they put more effort into this. To me, the 16-bit era was, well, maybe it's not my favorite era, but it's really good.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
We're gonna get the music. It's interesting the default text is English. That was my favorite part. I'll do the narration for the North American release. I know you usually expect me to read the text, but I mean, I don't know how many people don't know this story. I mean, if you're interested in this, in this at all, it's likely that you've even played this game. You know, I don't know how many new players would be jumping into this. I mean, I hope a lot, but you know, more likely it's somebody who's already played the game. I mean, for Switch owners, the only way you know Samus is through Smash Brothers at this point in time. There's not a single game in that series that's on the system at this point. And if you're a Wii U owner, yeah. You know, Wii owners got, you know, got a flawed Metroid game, but at least they got one. You know. I mean, Wii U owners just got, you know, the Metroid trilogy, Metroid Prime trilogy as a collection, which is still good. Don't get me wrong. I was like, yeah, you couldn't give us a single Metroid game? Really? I know, it really doesn't matter how well you do here. You can't kill Ridley or anything. At least not yet. Get your chance later. The baby. Sorry. Bad Wii flashbacks. The baby. See you later, suckers. That's what you get for lying down on the job. Planet Zibbies. I know you got my baby. I will end you. Look at that. Really great parallax scrolling. Again, not a lot of it on the Super Nintendo. Oh, sorry. I don't know where I'm going. It's actually been a long time since I played Super Metroid. I think it's strange how you know how little they the creators of this game think of it. You know, I mean, they're really not all that fond of it. And Samus as a character, they don't seem to be all that fond of really either. It's just a surprising thing because we love it here in the States. You know, we love Samus and Metroid, but yeah, never really caught on in Japan that much. Better on a Game Boy. I think they did. They were fairly successful on with the Game Boy iterations, but nowhere near as successful as the statewide sales. Still a little baffling. I'm not sure what it is about this game that doesn't appeal to that audience. That's weird that the default language is English. That's weird to me. Ah, yes. I think I own this one too. Like I said, there were very few games on the Super Nintendo at launch. And this is not a great game. Again, I don't really know why it's here, other than the fact that it was in that launch window. And maybe people have memories of it, good memories of it, really because it was one of the few things to play on the system, you know, quite frankly. But yeah, I don't think it's a particularly timeless game, you know. Michael, he's totally asleep. He's working for the other team. You know, look how your characters all kind of move at the same time. It's so sad. Now, what is this game doing here? I guess it sold. Maybe it sold a whole bunch, and I just don't know about it. I don't know. Oh boy. It's about as interesting as Super Nintendo Soccer could ever get, I suppose. Strangely enough, Puyo Puyo is the Japanese version in the Super Nintendo Nintendo Switch Online collection. But I guess you don't really need English. Not for this game. And Puyo Puyo and Tetris really hyped up the awareness of Puyo Puyo. at least in the States. Most people have memories of the Kirby and the Dr. Robotnik game, you know, the Puyo Puyo games, well, the redress Puyo Puyo games on Super Nintendo. Obviously, the game's always had a following. I think it's only made more popular with the Puyo Puyo Tetris release. But yeah, I mean, it's Puyo Puyo. I mean, you pretty much know what you're getting into when you're playing this game. Now, Compound made a whole ton of these. You know, unfortunately, they gave up the Star Soldier business for the very lucrative Puyo Puyo business. Which is understandable. They were cranking out a ton of those Star Soldier and Star Soldier-like games for a long time. People were getting tired of them. Not me, but certainly everybody else was. I think the good thing about this Puyo Puyo is that it's really, really fast. Now, not that the other games aren't fast, but this one moves at a very, very quick pace. And the computer's not a complete bastard to you when you first start. Whereas the newer Puyo Puyo games, I mean, those are like difficult right from the get-go. Here it's only a little tiny bastard. But yeah, Puyo Puyo. If you like it, you like it. I don't think I actually ever owned Mario Kart. I think it's one of those games that friends would own and bring over. Yeah, I don't ever remember buying it. Music's still classic. And obviously the 3D effect is a little painful to look at now, but it's still effective. You know, you still know where you're going. There's a map there if you don't. And the game still plays really, really well. Even though I'm not particularly good at it. I remember being good at it, but that was a long time ago. And my memories may not be, you know, reflect reality all that much, honestly. Especially during this time period in my life. Yep, still great. Oh, Yoshi's Island. Gotta love this game. I like it actually much more than Mario World, personally. I don't think really until not the last Yoshi game, but the Yoshi game before that. Really, not Yoshi's Crafted World. Which was it? I can't remember. It was only recently that they started making good Yoshi games again. You know, they were stumbling and fumbling for a long, long time. But I think it's really because this game was just so good. It was just hard to bring that magic back. And really, it took until the Switch before they finally really did it. Yeah, I think this art style is still amazing to this day. Again, it's a timeless art style. Nintendo's always been really good at presenting those kinds of, you know, that type of artwork that appeals to you, you know, long after the technology's moved on. All that scaling rotation everywhere. This is such a big deal, you know? But really, yeah, you know, I mean, they couldn't do it natively. Mode 7 was only good for backgrounds, and you know, there's quite a bit of trickery involved in Mode 7. Or it was, you know, not quite as convincing as it should be. Ah, yes. Thing that everybody hated. Which, thankfully, they got rid of in all subsequent games. Mario crying. Although, you know, the mechanic makes the game exciting. Makes you rush when you take that hit and you lose Mario. But at the same time, it's like, damn, Mario's annoying. Yeah, great visuals. I mean, just lots of detail, lots of good color. You know, it always runs at 60 hertz, never falters. That's alright, I'm totally into that game. I'll save that for a Let's Play. Now, don't get me wrong, Mario World is still good. It's just nowhere near as good as Yoshi's Island, that's all. I mean, I played so much of this game. Again, you know, releases on the Super Nintendo were really dry, so, I mean, a game would come out, you know, once every 3 or 4 months. I mean... you know, later on, when it got more popular, then you'd get, you know, 4 or 5 games a month. But yeah, not a lot considering that you may get 12 games a week on the Switch. And that's a slow week. Yeah. Yeah, if anything, I think this game taught people how to be comfortable with the Y button. I forgot there's a little delay. Yeah, in my opinion, Mario Bros. 3 is the stronger game. But this one's good too. I just always thought that 3 had just a little bit more, magic to it. I know, in the black background, it looks like Mario has just like an extra long nose. That mustache is just hidden. I will say this music is amazing. I mean, that's where this is where I think that Mario World definitely has an advantage over Mario Bros. 3. All right. Oh God, Super Tennis. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I own this one too. Played a lot of it. But, it's just an average game. It's not, like, fantastic or anything. Super Family Tennis. Uh-huh. Certainly not showing off my skills there, huh? No, are you kidding me? Oh my God. So terrible. Yeah, there's no give in this game. I mean, you pretty much have to hit it. Why do I have red eyes? Man, am I that pissed off? Oh, jeez. Why do all the tables look like pizza? Ooh, boy, I am not good at that game. EDF, that's right. This was an arcade game. So this is the home conversion of that. I think it's pretty good, really. Although EDF is not that strong of a game in the first place. It's one of those games that I always wanted. When I finally bought it, I was just like, oh, well, that's just okay. Yeah. It certainly looks good. I mean, especially when you consider it was a very, very early release in the Super Nintendo's life. Cool little effect on the clouds. And what I would have really loved was UN Squadron. I mean, that was one of the launch titles, or in the launch window, and I played the crap out of that game. Hopefully we'll see it sometime. Capcom game, yeah. Was in the arcades too, but they expanded the Super Nintendo edition to include a map and levels that you play over and over again. You know, made it more of a console style release. Yeah. Ah, they got me. Alright. Yeah, I think this is a lover or hated the game. I think most people like it, but I can certainly see new players being turned off on it, since it's such a, at the time, revolutionary, especially for home consoles. Seeing polygons move, like this. Even in the PC world, stable polygons and stable frame rates really weren't that big of a thing. I mean, look at it now, it's like, man, there's like nothing on the screen. But there really was nothing like this game. It was interesting for Nintendo to work with Argonaut and make a shooter. It really is not a genre that they did a whole lot of. I still give Argonaut most of the credit for making this game. It definitely feels different than all of the other Star Fox games. I know, I'm the worst ass partner. Totally late with everything.
Good luck.
Again, English version. It's interesting. And I'll be honest with you, I really don't think Nintendo has made a better Star Fox game than this game. That's not to say that the other games aren't worth playing. A lot of people like Star Fox 64 or Lilac Wars if you're in a different territory. But yeah, I never felt that that game was as strong as this one, even though it had a lot more going for it. There was just something about the way the levels were designed and the overall pacing of this game. Even though it doesn't move at a high frame rate or anything, but it still managed to be good even besides that. Oh, that frame rate. It's so terrible. But you know, the game was designed around this frame rate, so it never really hampers you. But it is distracting. Yeah. Not at the time, it wasn't that distracting. It certainly is now. I still say the music is the best in this game. Nintendo was also fooling around with the with Rumble Packs back in these days. Of course, nothing ever came out of that at that time, but you know they did finally use that technology when the Nintendo 64 came out. Yeah, we've had Rumble in every controller since. I don't know if that's good or bad. A lot of people don't aren't that keen of it either way. You know, take it or leave it. I personally like the effect. You know, done well. Star Fox, he's such a swearer. Damn. It's like, whoa, old man. Why don't you calm down over there? Oh god, Kirby Dream Course. This is like the best Kirby game. It really is. You know, I'm not particularly fond of golf games, but this is one of the few exceptions. mainly because it was possible to get a hole-in-one in every course if you planned it out correctly. Obviously, I'm not going to do that right now, but... It just shows how versatile the Kirby games were, you know. Yeah, son of a... Kirby's like, ah, I give up on you. Even all the music and stuff is just really, it's spot on. Kirby's like, are you done sucking it up? Can you at least try? The answer is no, I'm not done sucking it up. Anyway, yeah. Check that game out. That game is awesome. I'll throw a full playthrough of that one as well. Oh yes, it's that series that Nintendo has completely forgotten about. I'm surprised they remembered that this game existed. Wait, did we make that game? Yeah, it wasn't Sega's game. It was your game. I mean, Sega kind of made it their game. Yeah, see, I was more into F-Zero than Mario Kart. I think that's still true to this day, honestly. Although Mario Kart is really, really good. Yeah, it's weird how little love Nintendo has shown this series. You know, they had some Game Boy entries. Of course, they co-developed the arcade and GameCube versions, but then they just sort of let it languish once the 3DS hit. I thought that was when they were going to bring the series back. It's during the 3DS era. But no, really, Game Boy Advance games were the kind of the last hurrah for F-Zero. But, you know, the series is not as big of a seller as Mario Kart, and I totally get that, so... but, you know, they can just make it bigger. You just have to bring out the right games. Yeah, I think they really had something with Amusement Vision and F-Zero, but, you know, that relationship didn't last, and Amusement Vision really doesn't exist as an entity anymore. Bit of lightning in the bottle there, you know. So there you go. That was the Super Famicom Nintendo Switch Online collection. Again, these are the same games that appear in the Super Nintendo, the North American collection. I still think that's amazing that they're the exact same games. They didn't swap one of these out for something more specific to Japan. Although Puyo Puyo is the the Japanese release for the even for the Super Nintendo. But yeah, if you have Nintendo Switch Online, then you finally have something new to play, other than the slow one game a month, 2 games a month at max drip feed that they've been giving for regular Nintendo on that library. Let's hope that they continue. They had 20 games right off the start, and if they can continue at a pace greater than Nintendo, or the regular Nintendo series of games, I think that would be good. A lot of people have real fond memories of Super Nintendo, much as I do. I don't really have as many fond memories on regular Nintendo as I do on Super Nintendo. So hopefully they continue to release more games and third parties as well. Anyway, this is the just our initial impressions. I say the collection's really good. The emulation's accurate. They're just as you remember them, and they're just as fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.